so I want to walk you through the previous example when we solved log of x, and it's log base 10, of course. Log of x plus log of x plus 3 equals 1. Okay. Well, the first thing we need to do is, we notice that on the left side of the equation there's two separate logarithm expressions. We need to condense that down to one. So let's use the rule where if you're adding two separate log expressions, we can make it a single log of the two things being multiplied. So that means we're going to have the log, and like I said, since it's plus there, we're going to have x times x plus 3. Like I said, that's one of the properties of logarithms, is going to equal 1. Okay? Now that we have this expression, what we need to do is we need to rewrite it into its equivalent exponential form. Okay? Now remember, log, it's understood that it's log base 10. Okay? Maybe it's a little 10 there. Okay? Not the nicest 10, but it'll still work. Alright? Which means, remember, to write it into its exponential form, it's going to be 10, and on the other side of the equal sign is your exponent, remember. Okay, so it's 10 to the first power is going to equal x times x plus 3. Okay? Now from here, we end up with it's going to be a quadratic equation, because what we want to do next is we want to distribute, get rid of those parentheses, also take care of this exponent, but 10 to the first is just going to be 10 equals, and when we distribute, we're going to get x squared plus 3x. Okay? Let's continue this over here. Alright. Which means now what we need to do, like I said, since it's a quadratic, we're going to solve it by factoring. Which means we need to get everything on the one side, and we need to have nothing on the other side, and we have 0 on the other side. Okay? So that means, and I'm going to kind of flip it around, I'm going to put the x squared plus 3x minus 10, put that on the left side, it's going to equal 0. It doesn't matter which side it's on, I just like to look at it on the left side. Okay? So again, it's a quadratic equation. Let's try to solve it by factoring, which we can. X squared plus 3x minus 10 should factor into x plus 5 and x minus 2. Alright, which means either x plus 5 is going to equal 0 or x minus 2 equals 0. Okay? Which means if you solve these simple equations, our two, and these appear to be, it appears that we have two solutions here. It's going to be x equals negative 5 or x equals 2. Okay? But remember, we cannot take the log of an expression that's either negative, or we can't take the log of 0. Okay? So we need to make sure these solutions don't make any of the logs negative or 0. Well, if you check negative 5 and plug it back into the original equation, I'll do this in blue here. Well, you get the log of negative 5 plus the log of negative 5 plus 3 equals 1. Well, right off the bat, we already see we have the log of a negative number. Okay? Both of them will actually be negative, but it's sufficient enough that if it makes one of the log expressions negative, then it can't be a solution. Okay? Which means x equals negative 5 cannot be a solution. Alright? So let's just quickly check x equals 2. It should work out since it's already a positive number, and we notice it's not going to make anything negative, just to make sure. It's going to be log of 2 plus log of 2 plus 3 going to equal 1. Okay? And it's sufficient enough just to see that, well, we're going to have the log of 2, squeeze it underneath here, plus the log of 5 equals 1. Okay? So you notice we're taking the logarithm of positive numbers, positive values, which means x equals 2 is our only solution to this equation.